Hi, everybody. I'm Laurie.
I'm Gary.
And we are
Laurie and Gary Cruise.
Gosh, it's been a while since we did that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
We've been posting all the video footage from our Celebrity Infinity 10-day cruise in Greece and Turkey. And we came back from that about a month ago. We had a really nice time. But as within all cruises, there's always some amazing moments and some not so amazing moments. So today we're going to talk about them in this best and worst of our Celebrity Infinity cruise. So we're going to go best, worst, best, worst, best, worst, and you're going to want to stay tuned until the end because that's when we reveal...
It's the very best and the very worst.
Exactly, baby. You got it.
Yeah.
So why don't you take it off and give us the first best thing about this Celebrity Infinity cruise?
I got my nose right here. The food in the main dining room was amazing. Every single afternoon and evening, the best I've ever had on a ship. The service was outstanding. It was fast. It was quick. Everybody was so friendly in the dining rooms. It was just an amazing experience. Nothing was undercooked, overcooked, anything like that. Just amazing. Now I want to point out a couple of other things besides the main dining room. A couple of specialty restaurants that we went to. Sushi on 5, amazing.
So good.
Sushi on 5.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We've gone to the Royal Caribbean sushi restaurant before, and we really like it, but it's a lot of fried tempura-y type foods added into the rolls.
Things that we love, but
a little less raw fish and more like fried stuff.
Crunchy stuff.
Sushi on 5 was a lot of raw. We got the scallop roll.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I should have gotten 3 or 4 of those.
And it tasted fresh. I don't know where they got fresh fish because we didn't go till like 7 or 8 days into the cruise, but that was fresh fish. Yeah. They must have restocked somewhere because
that was as fresh as I've ever had.
Yeah.
The other specialty dining room we went to was called Le Petit Chef. Now I ordered the filet mignon, and it came in. It was about 4 or 5 inches in diameter at the bottom, but it was shaped like a pyramid. And I ordered it medium rare, and it was medium rare, and it was so delicious. There were no salt and pepper on the table because you didn't need any salt and pepper. It was so good. The vegetables were not undercooked or overcooked. The meal filled me up. It was one of the best steaks I've ever had in my life.
And I got the lobster there, and it was delicious. It was just a tail. It wasn't that big, but it was one of the best lobster tails I've ever had in my life. And you guys, this girl, Long Island girl, she eats a lot of lobster.
Well, the reason I didn't order the lobster because I knew it was going to be little. I knew it was going to be like 3, 4, 5 bites, and it was. My steak was humongous, and it filled me up.
And if you go back to that video, I believe it's in either part 2 or part 3 of our Infinity Cruise vlog, you can see we both were licking our plates, and I may have licked my lobster shell. That may have happened.
I licked my plate.
But unfortunately, there's a worse side to this. So here's the worst side. And disclaimer, it's a very first world problem worst. But at Le Petit Chef, the whole point of the restaurant was it projected this little video of the chef that made you your meal. And by the time the chef was done, your meal was on your plate, prepared, ready to go. So they had 2 menus at Le Petit Chef. And you could mix and match, but they only had videos for 1 menu, which, okay, not the end of the world. The food was good, but I just think that's really weird how they only made videos for 1 meal.
The steak.
Yeah, the steak and a certain salad and a certain the soup. It was like a certain salad, a certain soup, a certain dessert, and then the steak. So when I got my lobster, they projected the little chef making the steak dinner.
Yeah.
And listen, this is such a dumb thing to complain about, but it's like you're going to go through this whole thing of putting this amazing technology in and having this fabulous food, and it's just I feel like there should be a switch where you can say, you know, the oh, she got the lobster. Let me push this button, and the lobster chef will come on and make her lobster.
Yeah.
That's I just
Yeah.
it's just very weird to me.
It was so cool to watch, though.
It was cool to watch.
These two little, three little, four little men, about an inch tall. They come up to, put on the vegetables. Oh, that's cut the shell, cut the steak. Put on the steak, and you could see them walking around on the plate. It was so cool.
It was
But she
cool.
got the same vid that I did, the steak vid.
All right,
Anyway.
let's move on.
Oh yeah,
Next.
move on. Rhodes Grease.
Oh, our
You
favorite.
want to take that one? Yeah.
I'll take it. I'm sure you'd like to contribute, but Rhodes Grease, our favorite port.
Yeah.
The majority of our cruises have been from New York to the Caribbean, to Bermuda, and most recently to Canada. We don't get to Europe a lot. He used to work on cruises in Europe many years ago, but like as a couple, we've never really been to Europe, and we've never been to Greece at all. And Rhodes is like this quintessential European little town. It's all cobblestone, water fountains, like old medieval. I guess it's. I mean, Greece. You would think BC, ancient
Yeah.
ruins. But
Don't forget about all the cats. Don't forget about the cats.
I won't forget about the cats, but I think medieval looking like castles.
Yes.
Maybe it's ancient ruins. I don't know. But, and then cats everywhere. Just friendly cats running around.
We're cat people.
You can have a whole day just petting the cats.
And they were so friendly.
They were so friendly.
So friendly. Hundreds of them.
And the whole town is on the water. It was right off the port. You could just walk into the town, and it was just one of the best ports. It was definitely the best, our favorite port on this cruise. And it was probably one of our favorite ports that we've ever been to.
I think
what
so.
do you say?
I think so, yeah. Next worst, Limassol, Cyprus. Nothing to do. Don't even know why we stopped there.
Yeah, that was one of the more boring ports. Now,
Boring.
some people that we spoke to did get excursions elsewhere in Cyprus and had a nice time.
We didn't.
But the cruise ship offers a shuttle to the downtown area, and talk about the downtown.
Well, the downtown area. When we got to the downtown area, we're looking around and we went, is this the downtown area? There was nobody around except for the passengers. Shops were closed. It didn't look like a downtown. It looked like a deserted.
Marina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it was nice. It wasn't.
it was clean.
it was
It
clean.
was clean. Finally, there were a couple of restaurants around. We didn't feel like going in there.
But non-authentic restaurants.
Right. There was no
So,
local food.
like,
No local food.
There was a Jamie Oliver's.
Yeah.
I did not go to Greece
But Jamie,
to go to Jamie Oliver's.
we did end up going to a coffee shop, and we got I got a cappuccino, and
Yeah, so did I.
yeah.
So we went to an Italian coffee shop in
Yeah.
Greece, and
got a cappuccino, and then we went back on board.
yeah, boring. Limassol was worse.
Yes. Next best, recently refurbished. The ship had been recently refurbished, and when we got on there, it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous.
The carpets were fresh.
New chairs. Mm-hmm. It was amazing for an old ship.
And even the cruise director, Kelly, said this is the inaugural post-dry dock cruise for Infinity. And that made us kind of excited. It was
Yeah.
like, ooh, we've never been on an inaugural cruise before.
Look at us.
But this brings us to our next worst is, even though they just refurbished the ship in dry dock, they really didn't touch the staterooms. So the staterooms were still a little out of date. We still had the curtains that you drag in, drag out for the showers instead of a sliding door. And our biggest gripe is no outlets or even USB ports next to the bed.
There were two outlets, one European, one American. and like you said, no USB ports.
And not near the bed. So if you have a
Way off in this.
Yeah. So if you have a CPAP machine or something that you have to use, make sure you bring an extension cord because
Yeah, we did.
the charging situation wasn't the best.
Yeah.
So next best was the entertainment. Now, have we seen better entertainment on different cruise ships before? Yes. But I'm talking like on the big Norwegian cruises, on the big Royal Caribbean cruises. For such a small ship, the entertainment was really good.
Yeah.
There were 4 main stage musicals, and yes, they were all review style, but unlike the Summit, Celebrity Summit, which is a sister ship, which we had recently gone on last year, which just had kind of like a plain black set, minimal costumes.
Yeah.
This one had actual sets, actual costumes.
Good sets.
The singers are, we've never complained about the singers before. We've never complained about the dancers. The dancers are always fabulous, but also this cruise had an aerialist couple.
Oh,
and we've been
amazing.
noticing. They were so good.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been noticing a lot, some ships have done away with aerial rigs because you have to have, when you design the theater, you have to have a specific setup that can help hold the aerialists up, a rigging setup. And when we cruised Norwegian Escape, a mega ship, they had nothing for aerialists. They're like, yeah, we're not doing aerial on this cruise. What? So we really appreciated all the production value on the Celebrity Infinity.
Even in the small venues, the entertainment was excellent.
Yeah, they had the good comedians. They had a big magic show.
String duets.
Yeah.
And a piano and a violin at one point. And
Yeah, always something to do.
yeah, always something to do.
Yeah.
Always somewhere to go to see entertainment. Always. Okay, so next, Starlink Wi-Fi. Now, that's supposed to be state-of-the-art Wi-Fi for ships around the world. Our Starlink Wi-Fi was in and out in the stateroom. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
Elsewhere on the ship, it worked really well.
Yeah, elsewhere. But in our room...
And when I say, I don't mean it went slow in our room. I mean it went out. We had no problem when it was in streaming. It was definitely high speed, but then it would just go out completely, like zero service. And we would have 0 service for about 5 minutes. And what was really weird was sometimes I would have full bars.
But I would have none. And vice versa.
So we would be stealing it from each other. But anyway, that was
really weird.
That was really frustrating because I would almost rather it be a little slow in the stateroom, but have it, than have it to just completely black out and not have access to it. And for any work type stuff we had to get done, we had to go to the buffet or like one of the central areas around the atrium.
Somewhere, yeah.
Because it worked great there. So it wasn't a matter of speed. It was just a matter of reaching our stateroom. But our stateroom did happen to be like a few doors down from the internet cafe. So it was really peculiar.
Yeah, strange.
Next, coming up, this one's really good. And I know Gary wants to talk about it because this was probably one of the best things ever.
The ship was at half capacity. The reason being, we were supposed to go to Israel and Northern Africa to see the Sphinx and the pyramids and things like that. But what's going on in the world right now in that region, we had to change ports. And so half the people on board just canceled their cruises. So when we got there, it was literally at half capacity. You could always find a place to sit. You could always find a place to do this. You could always find a place to do that. No crowds anywhere ever. Not in the dining rooms, not ever. As a matter of fact, when we were in Le Petit Chef going back, we had a table and there was one other couple had a table. And that was it.
The last time this happened to us was on our Oasis of the Seas cruise during the pandemic when they were only allowed to sail at half capacity, but it was more like 60%. And the problem with that and the difference with that and the reason it wasn't as nice is because if anyone has cruised during that time, and let me know in the comments if you have. But they blocked off half the tables. So just because it was sailing at half capacity, it was still crowded because every other table was blocked off.
That's right. I forgot about that.
But with the Infinity, it obviously post pandemic times, everything was open, and also
no lines.
Nothing was shut down. No entertainment was not running because it was at half capacity. They were pretending it was a full capacity ship.
Yeah.
So it was just the crew to passenger ratio must have been amazing because just everything was excellent.
Every little problem was taken care of instantly.
Instantly. It was awesome.
Yeah. Awesome.
Next worst thing.
Okay.
The spa. So let me give you guys a little backstory. If you've been watching our older videos, whenever we cruise Norwegian Cruise Line, we always do the thermal spa.
Yeah.
We love it. We like to sit in the hot chairs and read all day long. We love going in the hot tub. We love going in the steam room, the sauna, the salt rock room, the cold room. You guys name it. We are a sucker for it.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
So when we went on the Infinity, we checked out the thermal spa first thing, and we were very unimpressed, but it has 2 steam rooms, one regular size one and one smaller one, and then it has 1 sauna, and they were offering it at a very reasonable price.
They were.
So we purchased it, but it ended up it was always crowded, even port days. And this is when the ship is running at half capacity.
Yeah.
So if the ship is running at half capacity and it's crowded and there's no place to sit.
Can you imagine at full capacity?
Yeah. So it was just not worth extra money. Now, if you sail, I guess, concierge class or spa class or whatever, I know you get the spa included, and that's great. But to me, it just was not worth paying extra money for, and it was very disappointing. So that's why we're putting it in the worst category.
In fact, after 3 days, we just canceled out and we got our money back.
Well,
we got,
partial refund.
Yeah. We just didn't want to.
That's also another story, which we'll talk about in our next video.
Yeah.
The best.
Oh, yeah.
The best of the best. The best thing about our celebrity Infinity cruise in Greece and Turkey is, drumroll,
we got to see the Acropolis and the Parthenon in Athens. The whole day, the last day of the cruise, the entire day was in Athens. And the ship we didn't have to depart until the next day. So we could spend the entire day there, which we pretty much did.
Yeah, so Gary and I always feel like we have to get cruise ship excursions because we really stress about getting back to the ship on time. But because we knew that the ship was going to be docked in Athens overnight, we felt comfortable taking a cab over to see the Acropolis. Because of that, we probably saved over $200 because any cruise ship excursion would have cost probably over $100 each to go, and we got cab rides to and from for about...
A really nice cab guy too.
Yeah.
A super guy. He waited for us.
He waited for us
the entire 3 or 4 hours we were up there. He waited for us. I couldn't believe it.
And that's the company that waits at the port. So chances are, if you go, you'll get a taxi driver from the same company. And he was becoming like a miniature tour guide for us. Yeah. He was telling us this, he was telling us that. Yeah. He was teaching us how to speak Greek. I don't remember any of it.
I don't either.
But
we were taught how to say thank you and we forgot it immediately.
But going to the Acropolis, and especially, here's the main thing that made it so special. February is not the season for Greece. It's chilly. It's not cold, but it's chilly. And especially on this day, it was a great day. We almost didn't go, but we are so glad we did. Oh. We've seen so many vlogs, cruise vlogs, and just visiting the Acropolis vlogs where they're like, you got to get there at 9 a.m. or you're not even going to be able to walk anywhere. It gets so crowded. It was not crowded at all.
No. You have to be in pretty good shape to get up there because it's quite a climb up there. It's 20 stories, I think they said.
Yeah.
But it's on an incline. It's on a hill.
And there is an elevator, but it wasn't even working when we went. And even if it was working, once you're up there, it's very rocky. So you do have to have some mobility.
I was amazed at how big it was. The pillars were humongous. Oh, I was just that was one check mark for a bucket list thing.
It was just stunning.
It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful sight to see, and that was one of the best things about this cruise.
If you ever go to Athens, you have to see the Acropolis. And we saw ancient theaters. Oh, just amazing. I could have stayed there longer, but well, we had to get back. So.
And then worst.
Oh my Lord. Here we go.
Oh, I know Gary was.
The guy next door. Okay, we're at half capacity, right?
Wait, we have to build this up more because this is the worst thing of the whole cruise.
Yeah. This is the worst. Okay, as we mentioned, we're at half capacity. And of all the people that we're next to, we are next to this solo cruiser who loves music. Well, who doesn't love music? But he brought with him a 3 or 4 foot sound bar that he played his music on, and all we could hear was boom, 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 boom. But the worst thing is he would start to play it at 1:30 a.m. I mean, loud. And then he would turn it off at around 2 or 3 and then start playing it again at 7:30 a.m.
And it wasn't just music, because I think he knew better than to play music loudly at 7 a.m. No, he was watching action adventure movies.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys, should I know what movie someone next door is watching at any given time? Because I do. He was watching Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Because you could hear the music and then you could hear all the action, and it wasn't on the normal TV. He had hooked his computer up to this sound system, and every morning at 6 or 7 a.m. we were woken up by this sound. But we want to end this video on a good note. So we do want to say we did go down to guest services and complain. All we wanted was for them to ask him to stop, which they did, which sometimes he did, sometimes he didn't.
We complained several times, actually.
Yeah. But the good thing is we didn't even ask for this, but Celebrity ended up giving us a $400 cruise credit for our next cruise with them, which thank you so much, Celebrity, because we just booked our next cruise with you. We are doing the Celebrity Edge in Alaska in May.
And we used the $400 to help pay for that.
Exactly. So thank you for doing right by us, Celebrity. That was really the worst thing, and it's not Celebrity's fault. It's not Celebrity's fault. Although I do think maybe subwoofer speakers should be banned on cruise ships.
Yeah.
I think lesson learned, no subwoofer speakers.
Yeah, I mean, he should have just been told, look, you can't play this late at night. You can't play it early in the morning. Play it during the day. Sure, go crazy.
I mean, Carnival has a no sound system policy.
I think it's new. It's a new policy.
Yeah, I think Celebrity is just going to have to enforce that policy.
You can't bring your own sound system on board. You just can't. It's
a cruise ship. Like, even a newer cruise ship, walls aren't thick enough. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is an old cruise ship where the walls were really thin.
Sorry.
Really thin, so.
And you know, we were underneath the pool deck, and that didn't bother us.
Yeah.
That's how bad this guy was.
Yes.
So people dragging chairs didn't bother us. We have a sound machine that blocks out a lot of sound, but the speakers, he must have put them by the bed because even our wall was reverberating.
We have a sound sleep machine, which we turn on, and it's a waterfall. We like to go to sleep to that.
Yeah, but couldn't sleep through that guy.
No, couldn't sleep through the boom, 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 boom.
Anyway, that's it. Do you have any questions? Let us know in the comments below.
Of anything we talked about.
Yeah. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button
with the notification bell on. Give us a thumbs up. We need your help. Come on.
And until the next time, I'm Laurie.
And I'm Gary.
And we want you to
Live your best cruise life.
Bye.